In this video, we're going to continue to talk about how to create a brand new SKU so you would already be in Setup and Manage SKUs. The last video we talked about the General section. Now we're going to discuss the Grid tab. So once you fill out the general information on the General tab, you don't have to click on any save keys. You can go directly to the Grid tab and continue. So this is where I assign it the size grid. So this is a very important part of the piece of creating a SKU. Now if this SKU had no size grid, like if it was a jewelry item and it didn't come in sizes, you don't even have to go to the Grid tab. You would just leave that alone and then you could save your SKU. This would be more if it is a shoe or a piece of apparel where you need to assign it a grid. So in this example, this is a shoe, so we're going to click on the drop down for column, and I am going to find men's shoes 5 through 20. You'll have a much smaller list of size grids. This is just a test environment here. So I'm going to click on men's shoes 5 through 20, and it brings up the entire list starting at size 5 and going up to 20. Now the great thing about this is, well, this shoe doesn't come in all of these sizes. So what you can do is you can uncheck the sizes that this shoe does not come in. So you can either uncheck it and physically check, each size that it comes in, or you can check it like it was, leave it that way, and then physically just uncheck the sizes that it doesn't come in. So in this example, we're going to say that it starts at size 7 and it goes to size 14. So you'll see as I unselect those, it shrinks the grid. And these are the only sizes that the shoe is available to order in. That way, whenever I pull up the shoe, you'll only see these sizes on the screen. Now the next part is the row. So if this shoe is a shoe that has widths like 2A, B, D, or more of a narrow, medium, wide type width, then you want to click on the drop down. If this is just a straight size and it doesn't have widths, like it's always either just a size 9 or a 10, it really doesn't come in the B and the D and the W widths, or the narrow or the medium or the wide widths. It's just one width and you don't need to assign it to a row or a width. You leave that at none. If you need to, then you can click on your drop down and that'll bring up all your size grids that you have created, and you can go ahead and select the appropriate grid. And this happens to be the men's 2A to 6E. So again, you'll see the entire grid in rows of those sizes. And now I can uncheck the sizes that this does not come in, and it will only show those widths. So now I have the complete grid exactly how I want it. These are the sizes that this comes in. And also note, this Manage SKU screen is not the screen where you enter in the quantities of what you've received in your store in your on hands. This is strictly just creating the SKU. All you're doing here is you're assigning what grid that SKU is going to be. And the column pulls up all of the column type grids that you initially created when you set up your size grids. And the row will pull up any grids that are coded to a row type size grid when you initially created your size grids. So the column, is from left to right, and the rows are from top to bottom. So if you're done with creating your SKU at this point, you've created all the general section, you've added what size grid it goes to, whether it's a grid or whether it's none, you can save it. You don't have to go to this UPC tab, because if you print labels, we automatically generate the UPCs for you. This UPC tab is only really designed if you are going to use the manufacturer barcodes and you're going to either scan those manufacturer barcodes in or manually enter those manufacturer barcodes in. But if you're printing labels, there's no need to even go to the UPC tab. You can save it and you're done creating your SKU. So whether you click on Save and Continue will save everything and leave this up on the screen. So it's designed for if you get a phone call, need to go out on the sales floor, help an employee, and you're not quite done creating this, always do save and continue. That just saves what's on the screen and keeps it there. And then if you come back in 5 minutes, it'll still be here. Now if you come back in after 20 minutes and the system has sat idle, it will bring you to the login screen. So you will have to re-log in. But if you saved it before you left, you're still good. All you have to do is come to Manage SKUs and pull the SKU up and continue where you left off. And then when you're done, do the save and clear. The save and clear will save what you've done and clear the entire screen. So if you have another brand new SKU to type in, you can do so. Save and copy will save what's on the screen and leave a lot of the information up on the screen, but now I can do like a brand new SKU. So if I'm creating a bunch of New Balance SKUs, it saves me time. Now I can just type in my new SKU number. I don't have to retype in New Balance. I don't have to retype in the class unless, the class is different, and then I can change it. If I need to change the color, I can. And I can change the cost and retail if I need to, but it's a time saver is what the save and copy is. Once you put the new SKU in, put the information in. If you have another one that's similar to, another New Balance, similar class, same class, you can click on save and copy and keep going that route. Or just save and clear, and that will save the screen and clear it for you. So that concludes the grid part of creating a SKU. So be sure and watch any other videos regarding Manage SKUs, whether it's the UPC tab if you need to use that, or the size availability tab. And of course there's the general tab that you started with when you create the general information on that SKU.